Good morning, everyone. Welcome along, and I'm really excited about today. I've got some really great questions that have been sent through. So, good morning to you. My name's Jaxin, and today I'm here because you've got some questions that you require some clarity and some answers around, and I'm here to see what's downloaded and to share that with you, and really for the purpose so that you can move forward in your day, move forward in your week, feeling like you know what you need to do next. Because usually when it comes to these types of things, we get our answers, but then our stuff gets in the way and we sometimes don't move into what would be more beneficial for us. So my intention for today is, first of all, I think it's good if I just take a little bit of time to get present. So if you're watching this in the replay, just take a moment for yourself now. It's highly, highly important. And I'll go a little bit more into that today. But if you just take a moment to close your eyes, and closing your eyes sort of stops the distraction, doesn't it? And it allows you to get present to yourself. And I can hear the lawnmower in the background with my lovely neighbour doing their lawns. So I hope it's not coming out too loud over the video. But take a moment to, as part of the distraction, right? So take a moment to actually bring yourself in, because it doesn't matter what's occurring around you. It's really about now and being present. So I'm going to do that too. And it's always so good to get into that place, isn't it? And it's so good because we really then are centered. I feel really different just from that couple of seconds there. So if there's anything you want to add to your life, it's doing more of that. So you may do it already, but could you do with doing a little bit more? Because when we're not present, then we're usually looking outside of ourselves, and we get caught up in the outside in the physical world. So always the best place to be, always the place where flow exists, and we're actually who we are. We are flow. We are that divine spark and that divine light. So, okay, so my intention for today is I'm seeing things getting worked on. However, the energy is requesting, well, playfulness. So, we can get caught up in our lives, can't we? Where it's just like working on it, working on ourselves, going to work, working on our businesses, working on our bodies, working on our minds, like work. And there's an efforting in that. So playfulness is where we get to express ourselves creatively. It's where we get to be, where we get to spend time and laugh and enjoy and connect. So playfulness is my intention for today with the energy that's flowing through. So let's get started. Today, anything that's downloaded for you is for entertainment purposes only. And what I mean by that is that it's for you to entertain and to consider. If there are things that you're dealing with in your life that are really heavy for you, that have you in places where you're really, really stuck and needing professional help, then seek appropriate professional help. You've got to reach out. No one's going to know what's going on for you. Only you do, and only others know by what it is that you share. So seek the appropriate help that would be perfect for that next step for you. On this channel, my intention is also to be doing this across other channels, and YouTube just felt like the easiest to do that I could navigate right now. So like and subscribe to this and just help build, help share, bring the love, spread the love, because there may be something in here for somebody that you actually know and care about, that if they were to listen to this video, that they're actually going to get something really wonderfully of value for themselves. So please, please, please share the love and do that. Now, in 2 weeks' time, I won't be doing a live, and the reason being is I shared the other week that my mum, I grew up in a home where my mum's a clairvoyant, and she's got dementia now, but she is still great at tuning in and she's always on point. So what I thought would be really lovely to do is actually to do a video with her from questions that get sent in, and we can have a bit of a discussion about what we're picking up for that particular person. So if you want to be a part of that, then please send your questions to hello@jaxinbrook.com. So not this week, not next week, but the week after is when I'll post that video up there. What else have I got there? Now, if you're keen to have a 12, today really is just to have one question answered. And how it will run today is I have had questions sent to me. Instead of scrolling through my phone, I thought I'll just print them out, make that nice and easy. Now, if you want to text me, you are welcome. I'm not sure if I'll catch that, but you can text it through if you're on the live today, or as soon as a live question comes up, that will take first priority. So I'll finish what I'm saying and then I'll move on to that one there, just to know that it's very worthwhile getting on the lives. And it's great for me to talk to people because that's what I ideally love. I don't really enjoy talking to a screen. I love one-on-one time with people that are into this sort of stuff. So speak to me if you're there. Now, also, what I've got available until the end of September for those that want a 12-month forecast, a month-by-month forecast around what's going on in your life and what's based on where you're at and what's coming up, to give you some more clarity and insight to those things that you already got going on, then you're welcome to book in. Now, our platinum sessions, there are 3 different types of sessions, but our platinum session this month with everyone that's booked in September is you are able to have a 30-minute aura energy cleanse tagged onto the back of that. So the beauty with an aura energy cleanse is that you will not only have some wonderful insight for these next 12 months, but you'll also leave feeling just like you've just had a beautiful shower. You'll be filled up with some beautiful energy and vibrations, and you'll also have a deeper awareness of what's going on for you because of the cleansing. So get yourself, there's a tag, there's a link down below, so you can click on that and it'll take you right to the place and you can book in there. Okay, so I've got something that I do want to share. I think I'll leave that to the end around what was a message to share for today. But we'll get started on these questions. And the first question is I work really long hours. I've done it all my life. I'm very grateful for the work. However, is there another way for me to be earning an income or doing this differently? Now, if you're listening to this today, there will be questions that maybe you haven't asked, but this will resonate with you. If it resonates with you, pay attention to the answer there and pay attention to what's being suggested or encouraged as well, and see if that aligns and implement it. Because you're hearing it for a reason, right? And that reason is that that message is for you as well. So this person is working really long hours. They've done it their whole life. They're grateful for the work, but they want to know if there is another way of earning income. Okay, so on the first screen of my mind, what I see is like this big, like you're a strong person. You are somebody who you have worked hard all your life. Like you've worked hard, you've worked long hours. I can see you pushing. It's like this big ball uphill. Now that ball is made, it's heavy. And so really what you're doing right now is a hard slog. Now, because you're very grateful and you're used to working long hours and you've been working this way your whole life, when you've been doing things that way, it seems like that's the only reality, that there are no other choices around, even though you know that other choices exist. But for yourself, it's like that's your pattern. So I'll just go to the next screen. All right, if you're serious about giving up the long hours, if that's really true for you, because we can say things to ourselves, but it's not really true for us, so we don't really make it happen. We just go, oh, that'd be lovely. Is there an easy way to do this? But you've got to see if you're seriously looking to change this aspect of what you're doing. And are you ready to work less hours, make equally the same amount of money plus, and be able to free your life up like that? So that would be the first question I'd be asking. And then because what I see there, if that's something you are serious about and you get intentional around it, is that to look at your business differently. So right now you're in it and you're expanding and you get better and better and it just grows and grows. And but the long, hard hours don't seem to cease, or if they do, it's only temporary. It's not long term, and that's just purely coming back to that pattern of what you're used to doing. Now, so you've got to look at it as in you keep raising the bar of where your business is going to go. So it's to look at it from, imagine that, or pretend that you're actually selling your business. You're selling your business, so it's got to reach here. This is the mark that you're ready to actually exit the business when it's reached that there. By actually putting a level on it, you won't just continue to grow, be in the day-to-day things of, oh, my business is doing well, it's consistent, now it's growing. It's a different mindset because you're actually in preparation of getting it ready to hand over to someone. So and that's just a way of letting your mind think about this differently. Now, the thing is if when you put that level on, that's where I want to get, and then I'm selling my business, you will work it in a different way, because there's definitely some things that need to be sort of polished up on, that if this was in preparation for sale, you would, there's some things that just need to be done. There's some things that need to be tidied up. So if you can look at it that way, that's actually going to help you just work differently. And from doing that, by entertaining the idea of, do I want to make that real? This is why that first question is important, to initially start off with. So that one there. Okay. No questions come through yet. I am a first-time business owner. It's not quite what I thought it would be like. I do love the independence of doing it my way. However, don't want to have to grind it out to make it all work. Have you any tips for me? Okay. And a lot of these questions are about work this morning, interestingly enough, is now, okay, what I'm seeing as I move into this is that it's like a skeleton. So when we see a skeleton, and rather than seeing the body, it's like we've got the bones of the business. All right, so you've moved into the business and it is your first time, right? So we never really know until, just like having a child, we never really know what it's going to be like until we're in it. So it's not quite what you expected, and you love the independence, which is fantastic. I can see that you're very good at what you do and you have a level of expertise that is, you deliver a great service or a product that you're delivering. It's got a quality about it. However, you don't want to grind it out to make it all work. Have you any tips? This is the tip. Because I'm seeing the skeleton and I'm not really seeing the body, but the body's sort of got a shadowy outline, is the request here and the energy of this question is that you've got to put yourself in it. So you've been, wherever you've been trained previously in your realm of expertise, is there's been a traditional way that you've been taught. So and it could be even that those that taught you were of older mindset. Now you're a young person who there's a different, you get to be yourself. Like, it's very common now that as business owners, we get to be our own brand. And so we've got to come out from behind the service that we're offering and go, hello, here I am, and this is who I am, and this is what I would really love to support you in. So I don't feel that you're in your body in this. You're just going through the motions, and your thoughts are going back to, well, traditionally, this is what people think. And it reminds me of a time when I was a dance teacher for a little while, and I was looking that same way, where I didn't want to do anything that was traditional, yet I was doing everything traditional. And that's why it didn't work for me, because I was too afraid to go beyond and go, well, this is my expression, this is how I want to do things. I just didn't go there. We've got fear, we've got rejection. Usually it's around rejection. So there's a judgment that you're avoiding moving more into who you are in this business because of fear of judgment. So have a think about that and go, okay, what am I ready to do next that's actually going to be more me in the business? And it's, you either do that or you might as well shut up shop, because you're going to become really inspired and bored and just wonder what the hell you're doing. You're going to lose money. You're going to have to shut doors. So this is about making this work in a way that actually brings you to life at the same time. Okay, another one. I'm stuck with knowing what I want to do next in my career. I have practically been in the same trade my whole life. I want to do something different, but don't know what that is. I'm stuck with knowing what I want to do next in my career. Practically been in the same trade my whole life. Okay. Yeah, you've really been thinking about things in a way that, like, really giving it some lots of thought. So I also see there's these circles that are showing up in my visions today, but this one is another hard one. It's a different color. It's like a burnt orange. So that represents in itself creativity as a color, but it's hard. It's like a rock where you're going around going, okay, what is that thing? What is that thing? And moving right around the whole circle, asking the same question. Now you want to do something different, but you don't know what that is. Okay, well, that's there as, yes, I can see that you've been doing that and asking a lot and getting a little bit like, just like, what else can I ask? What else can I do? Because nothing's coming to me. Now, I just want to push that right out of the way, because it's not working for you. So stop asking the question. It's not going to come to you that way. What the request here is for you, it's almost like I want you to put down all of that thinking, all of that trying to make it happen. There's too much try hard in it. You're trying to make these things happen. There's force, there's efforting. So it's also showing me that you're not quite being true to who you are as well. Usually if we're trying to do something, there's somebody that we're trying to do it for. And so just have a think about this, and you might think, no, this is for myself. I want to do this for myself. But actually when you just feel into a little bit more, it could be that you're trying to do it for a partner. It could be that you're trying to do it for your family. There's something around what you want to do. And there's also there's this way of being, because if it's for somebody else, then there's the way that you're operating currently and what you do already works for your family. It works for your partner. It works for, I don't know, your status. There's that part of the ego thinking, which is not our true essence, because, and that's why I've been told to put everything down. You're moving into a time where it's not about starting something new in the old ways. It's about you being more you. And it's like, I don't even want you to think about what you want to create right now. It's almost like it will find you, because you're not doing things because of other people. You're doing it because that just makes you feel happy and feel good, and you stumble across it and you just get inspired because it's something that you really love and enjoy. Okay. All right. I'm looking we've got one more work one. I'm looking for a way to bring income in. I have worked a few businesses previously, but none keep me inspired for long. I'm not wanting to do that again. How? Okay. All right. Income, few businesses, none keep me inspired, not wanting to do that again. Yeah, there is sadness in your energy, and it frustrates you because there's an element of, well, how do I get over that? How do I move on? And so it's just a heaviness in the energy. So this is actually, none keep you inspired. So you've been looking for something to keep you inspired. And yet inspiration is meant to rise up from within. It's not something we go and go, oh, that's inspiring, I might go and do that. We actually feel inspired when we initiate those ideas, don't we? So just think about that. So it's like you're trying to find what inspires you rather than being inspired initially. So it is a big difference there. Now, how to solve the problem? Because you're wanting to bring in income. Okay, so herein lies some of the problem, is that the focus becomes about the money. So it's like you might think, oh yeah, I kind of want to do that. That would be kind of cool. And I could make money this way. And this is where you start it starts to become, it's all heavy. It feels like, it just feels messy. It feels tangled. And so you're getting caught up on the money side of things, and then it's not so juicy and inspiring, because you remember, you're looking for that thing to inspire you. You're not coming from inspiration. And there's this sadness that's hanging around. So this is what's here, and probably not the answer that you're wanting to hear, but there is you really need to take some time to heal in a way where you need to reach out to somebody that is a healer that you align with. Now you're already whole, but we've got aspects of ourselves that we keep going into our patterns, and that's what needs healing. Like, you're already perfect, right? So you need to find somebody who you can feel safe with. And there's a part of you not wanting to see, if you were to release the sadness, that would mean what would be there is maybe perhaps some happiness. But until that's released, until you acknowledge it, until you accept it and love it and forgive yourself, etc., it's going to stay in that hard place. And so nothing's going to inspire you for long, because it means that you couldn't be sad. And if you can't be sad, then it means that, well, it would mean that you'd have to admit that you're really happy with where you're at. And it's like, that's quite a hard thing for you, is to actually have too much happiness. So that's what's sitting there. The other thing is, when it comes to, so that's something that needs to be sorted. There's definitely some blocks around money, and there's ways of that, like, it feels like there's something already in your environment, in your knowing of people, connections, that you can actually take on as a business. It's not it's to look at it as a business model, rather than looking for a business that inspires you. Okay, because you've got to, that's the part of you that needs some TLC. You need some self-care. You need some healing practices. You need some rituals where it's all about you, in that place where you can cry and get emotional and let stuff out and laugh and feel loved and those things. And I just feel there's a little bit of isolation around you as well, because of the sadness. So it's not like that you can't have it or you haven't got it, but when we're a certain way, it doesn't matter if it comes right in front of our face. We won't see it. We won't get to feel it. We won't get to experience it. All right, so that's there. Now, there's definitely money blocks around. You see, I get that, if we're going to be well, I don't want to go into that conversation because I don't have enough time, but I was just going to say about the whole, I don't work to work. I don't work. This is my playtime. And so money doesn't come from people. It's actually a vibrational energy. And so the efforting is not there. We've got to clear the stuff. Like, yes, I've had much stress around clearing my stuff based on where I've come from and, where I'm at right now. But it's the clearing of that actually opens the channel. So you've got some definite money blocks there, and because the way that it's associated with how you live in the world and how you feed yourself, etc. So that's another thing. Whether that's something that I actually run. This is not a promo, by the way, but whether you get a book that from somebody that you actually feel like you could follow to the T and get some understanding, get some knowledge, get some education, but not education where you're learning so much about, the practicalities right now, but this is about the freeing up of the vibration and the energy that you've got. And I remember years ago, when I first started this training, and somebody said to me, because I delivered something on stage that was really amazing at the time, and somebody says to me, one day you will get that money is an energy. And here I was, flat broke. And I was thinking, Money is an energy? Like, I just didn't get it. I couldn't wrap my head around it. So you need to start opening up your thought system around how you view money, and then you'll be able to see other things beyond that. Okay, so that's what's there. Now it's 10:55. I've had no questions come up. That's okay. I've got my questions here. Now, today I asked before was there anything else to be downloaded about what's going on in the world today? And there is so much, isn't there? There's so much information out there. It's happening hard and fast, because the more we've realized over this time is that the more that we know, the more we don't know, and the more that it's actually taken us to places that now we do. When you know something, there's no way you can go, well, I don't know. You can't plead ignorance unless you just don't go looking, and because that's not your thing. Now, the download was very simple, because it's important that while everything is going around in the world the way that it is, the best place to come from is your center. And this is why the practice of breath and breathing, meditation, just accessing that part of yourself that is your higher truth. Because we have been lied to, because we have been brought up in the system, and we believed the system was a good system, that it had our best intentions at heart, and that we were going to get looked after, and we played within the system because we didn't even know it was a system. Now, well, if you're on my level anyway, some people have been knowing this stuff for years and years and years and years, forever, throughout the generations, but in my world, it's been, I haven't realized how deep it's actually gone with the system. And so here was the download for today, was that because we have been lied to, there's many things that we haven't been able to have access to. And I've always, when it comes to religion, around any form of religion, and I was a practicing Christian years ago for a couple of years, but things never really gelled with me and never quite sat. There was just these question marks around it all the time. And now that all the stuff has come out, many things have had question marks around it, but I've never really done anything about it. It's like, I just feel that way. Now, the reason you feel that way is because you are divine light. That is actually who you are. It's because the message this morning was, when you just tune into that part of yourself, that is your truth. And there was this biblical saying, or there is this biblical saying, live in the world but not of the world. Okay, so that's reminding of you who you are, but don't live of the world. Like, we're here and we get to create whatever. Okay, now the thing is, because when it comes to the Bible, there's so many books that we haven't had access to, that they didn't want us to see, because of it would give us too much of our own power. We would feel too empowered. We'd be too magnificent. We would not be working the system like this. We would not be struggling. We wouldn't be obligated. We wouldn't be having to, those things that we've just been taught, brainwashed into, that wouldn't exist. So it was as simple as this, is that in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3-5 is an expression of God said, let there be light, and there was light. So you are the light. And if you can sort of center in on your light and know that you are light, that is your truth, and allow that to guide you through. No matter where you're at, no matter where you feel stuck, no matter what's going well, no matter what's going really shittily at the moment. It may be shitty because it's falling away. It may be shitty because it's like, wake up. It may be shitty because it's like this pattern of, history repeats itself over and over again, doesn't it? Do you want this next phase of your life to be different? Then maybe it's time to recognize what's been repeating and consider what's next for you. Okay, so I'll leave you with that, because you are divine light, you are amazing, and I just thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this today. Again, like and subscribe to this channel, and I'd love to see more of you. I'd love to hear those questions, and I'd love to have a conversation. So all the best, bless, 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 lots of love, and we'll talk soon.